What's up? My name's Carl, and I sing in the band First Blood.
You're in Montreal now on the opening slot for Animosity. I mean, you know, to the casual observer, you're a hardcore band opening for a death metal band.
Yeah.
It's not a good fit, let's say.
Hey man, what it comes down to, it's all just like underground, like heavy, aggressive music, you know. Certainly at shows you see a divide of kids, more of the metal, death metal kids, and then more like the mosher, hardcore, current kids who just want to come out and just go off, you know. But in the end, it's all the same thing. We're all on the road, sleeping in a van, you know, making shitty money, you know, playing music we like doing. So it's like, in the end, I think people open their mind and have a good time by the end of the night, you know. It's all good.
Obviously, veganism is a huge belief for you.
Well, I think everybody in life, I mean, with all the stuff that's going on, all the negativity, all the strife, all the distractions of like just whatever, technology, amusement, everything, like it all boils down to kids got to find something positive that they can steer their life in that direction. For me, it's been veganism and straight edge. Like I've been able to stay clean, and I've been able to try to become part of something positive that's like gets rid of unnecessary suffering and, you know, stuff, you know, from my life and people around me. But this new record, I mean, there's so much like, that's just like the tip of the iceberg, you know. I can't possibly say that, you know, veganism is like the thing I think about everything, you know, every day the most. There's certainly other things I think about that, you know, a lot of people take for granted and stuff like that. So yeah, there'll definitely be some, you know, messages of animal rights and, you know, cruelty and suffering that's related to people who don't really or haven't been exposed to like what veganism is about, you know. Yeah. So that'll be there, but there's gonna be other things that we also focus on too, just to shine a light on stuff like that, you know.
For example, what else you know, should we expect?
A whole bunch of issues, like mostly political, about the state of the world today. You know, I don't want to go into certain issues like on this and that, you know, oil and war and all this stuff like that, but it all boils down to, in the end, when you think about it, in the very, very end, like how good everyone else has it here. We're in the West. Everyone has it so good. People don't realize that even the people who are the worst off here, you know, are still way better off than people who have it the best in the East, you know, the Middle East especially, who we're bombing and demonizing right now. It's like a tragedy that people, you know, people don't stop to think about that. They don't take time out of their lives to really consider how much we take from other parts of the world and we take them for granted. It's for me, it's like this record's going to definitely try to expose a lot of that kind of mentality. Maybe make people reconsider like some of the choices they make in their life and how it affects other people in the world who are way, way less fortunate. Well, first of all, people just have to open their mind. Like they gotta forget about, you know, their taxes, the job that's stressing them out, the car payment, the house payment. You know, shut off the TV first of all too, because it all says the same thing over and over again. You know, so it's like find something on your own. Like my dad used to tell me growing up, read a book. And I was a kid playing video games and I just didn't care. You know, finally you get to the point in your life where you're not satisfied with your job, you're not satisfied with your life, you're not satisfied. Like even if somebody throws more money your way at a job, like it just doesn't make you any happier. Like what are you here for? Like what are you trying to find out? When you get that mentality, when you just start off, you open up your mind and you just get mad. Like you just get mad at how the things are going in this world, and you get rid of the mentality that there's just nothing I can do to change this world. Like, I'm not trying to convince anybody to change the world, but when you open up your mind and see what's going on out there, you know, it just makes you mad, you know. And imagine if everyone in the world had that same mentality, especially the people in the West. If everyone had that kind of mentality where, you know, this is not right, you know, and there's people who are making decisions for us, allegedly, that I elect, you know, through my vote, and they're still acting in such a huge contrast to what we all believe as people, you know, the society. You get mad. You open up your mind and find ways to find out what's going on. Hear a perspective from the other side of the world. How do the news organizations out there report all this stuff? That shit's a lot different from what you see on TV right now, ABC, CNN, all that, you know? From there, you just start opening your mind, and then from there, you talk to your friends about this. Don't be shy to like ask questions about, you know, how other people feel about these kind of things. And then all of a sudden, you know, you realize a lot of the people around you every day in life, they feel the same way. You know, you're not alone. Because people, you know, it seems like somebody's trying to do a good job making people think that no one else feels like the way you do. But people be shocked that there's only so long you can go. You know, you just gotta get mad. You just gotta find out what's going on.
To what extent does straight edge have to do with, I guess, one's ability to stay focused and stay on track?
Well, for me, it's like you see a lot of people. I mean, you can't single out sellout people or people who are straight edge, not anymore. It's just like, for me, I don't think about that anymore. For me, it's like I have a goal in my mind. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. You know, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to live peacefully in my own mind every day. You know, and try not to think about all the crap that's going down, like all the unnecessary fighting and battling and violence and all that stuff. For me, it's like I choose not to sit around and just be in a state of constant inebriation, just drunk, just try to forget about everything that's going on, just forget about it, just get high, just sit somewhere and do nothing. Like, for me, it's like I've chosen to do the exact opposite. I'm going to stay focused and try to figure out what I'm going to do and try to make the best of like the time I have left here. I'm not just going to sit and numb myself and just hope everything will go away and then one day I'll die. That's my choice to stay straight and focused here. I don't get blown away very much at all.
I think someone was trying to
it's an omen, right?
Yeah. I think someone doesn't like your politics.
Maybe. Someone's listening, man. Big Brother's watching you all the time.
Yes, they are. What are some books you've been into recently, or that you could recommend?
Well, recently, I mean, I'm in the van all the time, and it's like I drive a lot, so it's like I can't really read a book. I get a lot of stuff online, like where I listen to, you know, Democracy Now! Is like a good outlet for like sort of an independent. It doesn't take it as far as, you know, as I like to hear, like, you know, opposing sides. But probably the last book I read was Failed States by Noam Chomsky. I lost it when I was reading it halfway through. But I try to read anything that's like any sort of alternative press, like anything that's like a New York Times bestseller. Like, I usually don't even give it a shot because it's by somebody who's involved with somebody in the administration who's trying to make money. But I read a lot of blogs every day. You know, I'll say it right, whatreallyhappened.com, I read it every day. Because it doesn't just focus on the war, it doesn't just focus on, you know, injustice in the Middle East somewhere. It doesn't just focus on this and that. It's like all sorts of things, current events, science, technology, everything. Like, you know, I think health, well, it used to be called newstarget.com is another one I read. Just blogs about stuff that's like, either the media or the TV or people in general are just too uncomfortable to try and go out and read about, you know. Like, for me, I find this stuff extremely interesting. Like, for me, it's like it really gets me to think about what's going on and how it's in sharp contrast to what people are constantly reporting on the news every day. It's like I don't want anyone to insult my intelligence and tell me what to think and what to believe. Like, I'd rather go out on my own and try to find it. And like, the internet's kind of the great equalizer still to this day. You can find out almost anything you want. You got to take a grain of salt to some of these things because they're slanted or biased, you know, or there's shills out there just trying to like convince you otherwise. But I still like to go out and read that stuff. I'll download it, listen to it in the van all the time. It's like, it gets to the point where, you know, I listen to a lot of bands on tour. It's like, all right, I have music time every day. You know, I want to listen to something that, you know, puts my mind to, you know, to work or something, like some for at least like an hour or two a day, you know.
So I mean, unless there's any blogs or bands or people or publications that you want to give a little plug to, I pretty much have all that I need from you, to be honest.
Well, I mean, like I said, what really happened, you know, prisonplanet.com, I read every now and then. Like, Alex Jones has been in the forefront of like alternative media. You know, a lot of people don't agree with his approach, and I'll be honest, I don't agree with everything he says either, but at least he covers topics that, you know, you won't see normally on a television. You know, you might read about Paris Hilton still or whatever else is going on. Like, I don't care about that stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me at all. You know, stuff like, every time I post something on like the Trustkill website, on our blog, I try to just include something. It might be even totally unrelated. Just like, I think I posted something about the Reverend Wright incident, Obama, and the comments that he made about September 11th, and I made the analogies. I just try to throw something in there that gets people to think like, huh, you know, like maybe he did say something that was taken out of context and everyone just kind of tried to butcher him for it. Just stuff like that. So the Trustkill blog, our MySpace blog, like myspace.com/firstblood. I try to post something every now and then. It's not too often, but if I'm going to post something random about a show or a tour, I'm sure I'll tag something on at the very bottom. It's like, oh, you know, here's a link to something you can check out, you know. Maybe with the new album we're coming out with this fall on Trustkill Records, it's going to be called Silence is Betrayal. You know, if I don't set up a separate blog just for that album, you know, I'll certainly be posting more, you know, just totally unrelated to hardcore, unrelated to music, just little snippets out there. Just I'll post on our, you know, either one of our blogs, just to kind of, you know, point people in a direction of like, you know, some of the stuff that I look into and read every day, just to try to stay on top of things, you know.